Hey everyone, welcome to another top 10 list. In this top 10 list, I thought I'd do a top 10 of my favorite Ridley Scott movies. Ridley Scott is actually one of my all-time favorite directors, as you saw in my top 10 favorite directors list, and I love Ridley Scott. He's got a lot of great movies, so I thought I'd count down my top 10 personal favorites. If you're new to this channel, you might not know what my number one is, but if you've watched all my videos, I've mentioned a bunch of times what my favorite movie of all time is. That's my favorite Ridley Scott movie. If you don't know what it is, it'll probably come as a surprise to you, but if you do know what it is, you'll know what my number one is, so that won't be a shock to you, but my number two will be a little bit of a surprise. So yeah, let's get to it. Here's my top 10 favorite Ridley Scott movies. And before our top 10 list, you gotta give your honorable mentions, and I have 3 honorable mentions for Ridley Scott. Those honorable mentions are Black Rain, Someone to Watch Over Me, and Kingdom of Heaven. I enjoy all those movies, and yeah, they just couldn't make the top 10. Yes, I even enjoy Kingdom of Heaven. Some people hate on it, I like it. And I like those 3 movies, and they also made the top 10 list, but they didn't. What did make my top 10 list was my number 10, and my number 10 is the movie White Squall. Yes, this movie stars Jeff Bridges, and this is a pretty, kind of a slow-paced drama, sort of action-adventure movie, and I do enjoy this movie. Again, this movie is almost like Kingdom of Heaven. It gets a lot of hate. Same with Black Rain, but I enjoy those movies, and yeah, I do like this movie very much. The performances are really good, the writing is decent, I like the adventure, I love some of the action in this movie, and I love some of its visuals. It's a pretty decently looking movie. It's appealing to the eyes, it's appealing to all people. It's actually a movie for all ages. Some people will say, oh, it's kind of a mature movie. I actually saw this movie when I was like 11. I did enjoy this movie, and I still enjoy this movie, and it's my 10th favorite Ridley Scott movie. Love it. Coming number 9 is one of Ridley Scott's very first movies. I actually think it is his first movie, and that's The Duelists. I actually just recently watched this movie last year, and yeah, this movie was really, really good. This movie has Harvey Keitel, and it's basically about 2 people who duel, and when one person loses, they keep challenging each other throughout the whole years, keep on challenging each other till duels, till one of them dies, basically. And basically, it's just like a rivalry movie. I love rivalry movies. Like, I love movies about 2 guys that compete against each other. So it just shows the darkness of their humanity and the psychological battle between these 2 people. So I love the movie The Prestige so much, and I do enjoy this movie very much. It's a little slow and a bit dated at times, but I did like this. I like the kind of the era it was in, and it was pretty historical at times, and the costumes look really good, the production design's really good, and I love Harvey Keitel in this movie, and the fencing scenes really work for its time, and I enjoy The Duelists. It's one of my favorites. Coming number 8 is the movie Prometheus. Oh, people just hate on it. Yes, it's not a complete prequel to Alien. It's kind of a quasi-prequel. It's the prequel to the prequel. Prometheus 2 comes out in 2016, is what they say, and I hope it's good. I loved this movie, The Prometheus. I love the smart ideas. I know this movie, basically proves Darwinism wrong. It's science fiction. It's not real. It's full BS. So if you're religious and you got offended by this movie, it's bullshit. It's science fiction. Fiction. Yes, disproving Darwinism is science fiction. And the way this movie does it is quite funny and quite clever, actually. I did enjoy this movie. The visuals and the cinematography are just beautiful. The effects look amazing. The CG doesn't look like CG. Sometimes I have a big problem with CG. CG looked beautiful in this movie. The designs of these engineers look really, really cool. The ending when they birth the xenomorph looked really sweet. And yeah, some of these creatures and these insects on this planet, they go on, was it LV-223, and it's not LV-426. That's why it's not a complete prequel. Maybe they'll go to LV-426 in Prometheus 2, who knows. And yeah, I enjoy this movie. The characters are okay. Some of the characters are pretty stock horror movie characters, and I did like Idris Elba as the captain. Newbie Repulse was good. I loved Michael Fassbender as David. As you saw in my top 10 favorite movie, Robots, Michael Fassbender just killed it in that role. He's the best actor in this movie, and I like this movie. It's got some decent atmosphere, kind of plays homage to 2001: A Space Odyssey in the opening scene. And I really like this movie. It's kind of like almost like a Moon meets 2001: Space Odyssey meets Alien. And yeah, it's a clever, smart movie, and it's not meant to be taken too seriously. And yeah, a lot of people hate on it. I don't hate it. I love Prometheus. Coming at number 7 is an old school fantasy movie, and that's the movie Legend. Legend, yes, Tim Curry as the devil. You couldn't have picked a better actor to play the devil. No one is that silly and over the top. No one is. It's fucking Tim Curry. They could have got maybe Nicolas Cage. That I would have loved to see. Nicolas Cage as the devil in this movie. Oh, I'm gonna eat your soul and take your face off. Yeah, this movie actually stars a very, very young Tom Cruise. Yes, Tom Cruise was with a shaggy hair, and yeah, Tom Cruise is very young in this movie, and yeah, this is around the times he did like Risky Business, The Outsiders, and stuff. This is an '80s fantasy movie, and it's pretty overlooked at times. A lot of people are nowadays. People are actually starting to get into this movie. It got a cult following. It's now like a cult classic, and I like this movie. It's got basic effects. I love practical effects like Labyrinth and Dark Crystal. It's really, really cool. It's very practical, and I do like this movie. I love the adventure side of it, and I love how dark this movie can get, especially by the ending, like with these fairies. These fairies are those fucked up looking fairies, and Tim Curry just kills it. Tim Curry stole this movie. He's not in it very much, but he fucking stole this movie. I love Tim Curry in this movie. Tom Cruise is good. All the other actors are decent, and I loved how weird, dark, and ominous this movie was. It was almost like watching Dark Crystal's Labyrinth and Neverending Story, and this movie doesn't get love like Dark Crystal's Neverending Story and Labyrinth. I love those movies too, but I love Legend. It's a very good Ridley Scott movie, and I wish it got more love. It's starting to get more love now, because it's like a cult classic now, but get more love. It's a good movie. Love Legend. Coming at number 6 is Black Hawk Down. Yeah, this is a very intense war movie. This entire movie is basically just a battle. That's it. Them going into... it's there, these soldiers going in, fighting all these people, and that's it. That's the whole movie. Just them surviving and them going home after. That's it. This entire movie is just one big war battle. And honestly, it works. The action is great. It's gritty, it's realistic, and holy shit, it's intense as fuck. And oh my god, I'm into this movie I'm into this movie from start to finish. And when I first saw this movie, I loved this movie. The downside of this movie, it doesn't have the watchability like Ridley Scott's other movies, and when you see this movie, you don't really ever have to see it again. I have seen this movie 3 times, and it still holds up. It's still good. The action is really good. The actors that are in this movie that are good, like you got like Tom Berenger, you got freaking Ian McGregor, and you got Josh Hartnett, and all of them are really good. Ian Grufford, and even a little small cameo of Tom Hardy. And this movie is very, very good. The actors are good. The action is what makes this movie. The action is very, very good. It's very realistic war action scenes, and it tells you a lot about the grittiness of war. Other war movies did a better job of the darkness of war. Like Saving Private Ryan did a much better job. But I still like this movie. It doesn't have the watchability like Ridley Scott's other movies, but I still like it. It's a very good war movie, and it's intense as shit. Give it a watch if you're a war movie lover. Coming number 5 is Thelma and Louise. Thelma and Louise! Yes, I did that a lot in my chick flick video. This was in my top 10 favorite chick flicks, and yeah, Ridley Scott did a fucking chick flick movie, and it's an awesome chick flick movie. It's got amazing performances by both Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis. They both kill it in this movie. It's a very high-octane adventure movie, and it's really, really good. It's not like an action movie. It's like an adventure drama, kind of thriller kind of movie, and it's got some pretty comedic scenes, too, like especially by Gina Davis's husband, played by Kevin McDonald. Yeah, Shooter McGavin. Yeah, he's great in this movie. He's so funny and stupid, but I love him. Brad Pitt, one of his first movies, he's great in it. And you got frickin' Michael Madsen. Yeah, you got Mr. Blonde in this movie. He's great. And Harvey Keitel, obviously, always kills it as usual. And I love this movie. The ending is sad as shit. Like, everyone knows the ending. Ooh. Aww. Yeah, everyone knows that ending. It's a sad ending, but it's also a very good story, a very good adventure, and you just love these characters. Well, you love Thelma and Louise. They're really good. It chose 2 very good actresses to play them, and yeah, I love this movie. Ridley Scott is awesome at chick flicks. Coming number 4 is American Gangster. Yes, they put 2 powerhouse actors in this movie. Very smart decision, Mr. Ridley Scott. Very smart decision. Yes, you got Denzel Washington as Frank Lucas, and you got frickin' Russell Crowe as the guy Richie, the frickin' police officer after Frank Lucas. And this movie just freaking killed it. This movie was so freaking good. It's about 3 hours long, but it's 3 hours of awesomeness. This movie is so well written, so well directed, and beautifully acted by these 2 lead actors. There's really good actors in this movie. You got like Chiwetel Ejiofor, you got Josh Brolin and stuff. Like, they're all good in the movie too. Even the girl, that older actress who plays Denzel Washington's mother in the movie, I don't know the actress's name. She's even very good in this movie. You even got like a rapper like Common in this movie, and RZA and then T.I. in this movie. They're fine too, just not like top notch. John Hawkes is also in this movie, and yeah, these 2 actors though, Denzel and Russell Crowe, kill it in this movie. They're freaking awesome. How this movie ends was a really good movie. This is based on a true story, and I didn't know the story about Frank Lucas, so I didn't expect that ending. That ending was really, really good, really, really clever. I love how it just turned the villain into almost like a sort of anti-hero, and I loved this movie. Watch the special features with the extended director's cut. because the original movie is about 2 hours 40 minutes. Watch the 3 hour version because the ending expands. And as much as I did like the original ending, I like the director's cut ending better. It shows just more humanism in Frank Lucas and how he changes in the end. And I really liked that, and I loved this movie. This is a hardcore gangster movie, and it's freaking awesome. One of my favorite gangster movies, and one of my favorite Ridley Scott movies. This movie is freaking awesome. Coming number 3 is Gladiator. Yes, Russell Crowe just killing it in this movie. He got his Oscar for this movie. Finally, I thought he was going to get it for The Insider. He didn't. He should have got it, but he got it for this movie, and he is freaking amazing, just remarkable in this movie. He's just so freaking good. My name is Maxis Decimus. I'm the general of the true king, Marcus Aurelius. Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife. Now I will get my vengeance in this life or the next. Oh. Just that scene just gives me chills. And of course, are you not entertained? Yes, Russell Crowe. He is like Ridley Scott's like an epic movie. This is like his grand movie. And yeah, this movie took 5 Oscars and oh god. Ridley Scott didn't get Best Director. That was bullshit. I can't believe he didn't get Best Director. Yeah, 5 Oscars, Ridley Scott didn't get Best Director. I don't get it. But yeah, this movie was really good. Russell Crowe got the Oscar, and this movie is just awesome. The story is awesome. The characters were awesome. The performances were awesome. I love Joaquin Phoenix as the freaking bad guy. He's just, Commodus is his name, Commodus, and he's just so silly and over the top. Oh, he's just so silly and over the top. But yeah, he's so good. He just kills in this movie. I love Richard Harrison in it too, and Jaimon Hazu. And I love this movie. The action just kills it. The cinematography is good. The costumes are awesome. The production looks amazing. Just you feel like you're in this time zone with all these people fighting with the gladiators and stuff, and it's just awesome. The climax is brilliant, and this movie is amazing. This is just an epic movie, and it's Ridley Scott's one of his best movies, and it's Russell Crowe's best performance. Maximus! 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 Coming number 2 is In Space No One Can Hear You Scream. That's right, Alien! Sigourney Weaver playing Ellen Ripley. Sigourney Weaver plays one of the best characters in any movie. Ellen Ripley, I love Ellen Ripley, one of the best female characters ever. And I love Alien. Like, I like Alien better than Aliens. And some people are like, why? I just do. I like Alien. Alien's a good movie. I love how intense it is. It's very claustrophobic. And like I said, there's nothing scarier than being trapped on a ship with an alien and you got no freaking weapons. Like, at least the aliens, they have guns. They don't. They have these little flamethrowers and these things that shock them. That's it. That's all they got, and they're on a freaking ship with this xenomorph that's freaking wants to kill them. And this movie is just so good. It's so intense. It's so creepy. So atmospheric, and I love it. The design of the xenomorph is just so practical and so brilliant. And Sigourney Weaver kills it. So Tom Skerritt's good in it. Ian Holm, I love Ian Holm as Ash, one of my favorite movie robots. And yeah, John Hurt's awesome. The freaking famous scene. Yeah, I like this movie. It's a really good movie. It's almost like a sci-fi horror movie, and I love this movie. It's one of my favorite science fiction movies, one of my favorite movies of all time, and one of the best Ridley Scott movies ever. It's freaking amazing. It's Alien. I love Alien. It's awesome. And my number 1 favorite Ridley Scott movie is Blade Runner. Of course. This is my favorite movie of all time, and this movie's just brilliant. It's so freaking good. The visuals are good. The acting is good. The story is so thought-provoking. It's so smart. Every time I watch this movie, like I said, I've seen this movie about 12 times, and I always find something new in this movie. It's just so brilliant. How this movie is structuralized and how it's told. It's just amazing. Rutger Hauer plays one of the best characters in this movie, one of my favorite movie robots. Again, check out my list, top 10 movie robots. And Rutger Hauer plays an amazing war baddie. He's freaking awesome. Harrison Ford's brilliant as Rick Deckard. I love Daryl Hannah as Pris. I love Sean Young as freaking Rachel. I love everything about this movie. I love all these actors in this movie. And this movie is just so freaking good. I love it. It's my favorite movie of all time. And I love the world of this movie. The world of Blade Runner is just brilliant. It's so artistic. It's so just stylish, and I love it. This movie's a very stylistic movie, and the action's not like top notch, but it's not an action movie. It's a science fiction movie, and it's just brilliant. I love this movie. The book it's based off of, Do Ender's Dream of Electric Sheep, is a brilliant book too. Give that book a read, then give this movie a watch if you want. But if you don't want to read, if you're not a reader, watch this movie. It's one of the greatest movies I've ever watched. Every single time I watch this movie, I fall more and more in love with it. It's my favorite movie of all time, and it's my favorite Ridley Scott movie It's amazing. Blade Runner, love ya. So yeah, that was my top 10 favorite Ridley Scott movies. So yeah, please comment below, give me your top 10 favorite Ridley Scott movies. Comment below, let me know, I'm curious to know. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.